Hello and welcome to Thursday's programme.
Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. A family from Somerset say they're facing a distressing and difficult time as they're being forced off the farm they've lived on for decades.
Sue and David Osborne farm near Ilminster and are now preparing to sell off their herd of 300 cattle after the county council confirmed it's selling the farm on which they are tenants.
In a moment we'll hear from another farmer in Cornwall about the growing numbers being forced to give up the dairy industry. First, this report from Bob Cruz. Well, earlier I spoke to dairy farmer Roger Jenkin from his farm near Monacan on the Lizard. He told me making a living in the industry is becoming increasingly difficult.
Well, let's turn to other news in the region now. Police are investigating the death of a 29-year-old man in Bideford. Officers were...
A 35-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of murder after a woman from Kingsbridge went missing.
Next on the programme, the owner of a cat injured after an apparent attack using battery acid in Exeter says she's heartbroken.
The pet has been left with life-threatening injuries and there were fears she could lose her sight. Well, police are treating the incident as a deliberate attack. Now, warning that Jackie Bird's report contains images that viewers may find distressing. Next tonight, a damning report has been released into a school in Plymouth, which announced this week it is to close in September.
Emergency meetings have been held for the parents with children at the Studio School. Many have expressed anger at its decision to shut. Well, our education correspondent Richard Payne is here with us in the studio. Richard, just explain to us how bad this Ofsted inspection is.
Well, Jonty, it's this report from Ofsted, and tonight we can reveal its findings. What they came across, the Education Watchdog, earlier this week, and the DfE basically said, you are closing. It's just a question of whether you choose it or we will.
Certainly is a very difficult time for all concerned. Richard Payne, thanks very much indeed. Next, there are fears of a pollution incident tonight after a major fire at a garage in Oakhampton.
Hundreds of students had to be evacuated from the nearby college, although no one was hurt in the blaze. Well, for the latest, let's cross live to our reporter Richard Lawrence. Richard, just how big was this fire then at its height?
It's just gone 14 minutes past 6 this Thursday evening. You're watching ITV News here in the West Country. Still plenty more to come on the programme before 6:30. And the ITV News continues with the national and the international stories at 6:30. Mary Nightingale has the details.
Well, next tonight, it was only last night we told you about the stark warning that a quarter of shops in cities like Plymouth and Exeter could close in the next decade as more people decide to shop online.
However, it is not all rosy when people turn to their computers. The number of complaints about damaged parcels is on the rise, with 1,000 reported every month. ITV's Tonight programme has been investigating when online shopping goes wrong. Chloe Keeley has the details. Now, the author, Sir Michael Morpurgo from Iddesleigh near Oakhampton, is best known for his novels War Horse and Private Peaceful, but his new book takes inspiration from a source a little closer to home.
In the Mouth of the Wolf tells the true story of his uncles Peter and Francis and how both their lives were changed by the Second World War. Well, he told us why he decided to write the story now.
That was Sir Michael Morpurgo telling us about the story in the Mouth of the Wolf. Let's move on now because it is time to take another look at the projects competing for your vote as part of the People's Projects.
Well, remember, 3 projects will each win up to £50,000 of National Lottery funding. In a moment, we'll find out how you can cast your vote. But first, here's Ashna Harinag with the details of who you can vote for.
OK, if you live in Cornwall and you have an amazing musical talent, maybe you don't, but there is still time to try to audition for the next series of ITV's hit talent show.
Yep, the X Factor Talent Scouts are in Truro for just another 90 minutes, and joining those queuing to perform is our reporter Kathy Wardle. Kathy, how's it sounding there? Brilliant stuff there, and now it's time for Jonty's audition.
No chance. But you could still pop down to the
oh no, I think all right, thanks.
There, yeah.
It's weather time, Bob. Can you order a tune, Bob?
I can. Yeah, I was thinking, why does it always rain on me? Because this indicates actually that we might have some rain tomorrow, to be honest. But if you...
Bob, thank you very much indeed. Now, just before we go, here's a reminder of the main headlines in the West Country this evening. Now, family...
And it's goodbye from all of us this evening. I will bring you the late news at 10:30.
But now I'll hand you to Mary Nightingale as the ITV News continues. From all of us, enjoy your evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.